Oh, sorry. Questions?
There's good players and there's players who are also good in clutch. Can you talk about Austin Freeman in the final, I don't know, 3-4 minutes? You seem like he was pretty unflappable there.
Austin Freeman, in most situations, is unflappable. So that last 3 minutes was just indicative of what he's done for 4 years here. I tell you what, though, I'm glad he was number 15 on our team. Just a comfort level. I mean, they were just running, jumping, trapping, tripling sometimes. It just made it hard to do anything. He just felt he got the ball in his hands and good things happen.
So second half, you were able to get some good minutes out of the lineup with Freeman. A couple guys who don't really play as much. Talk about that. They're playing what it did for your team going in that game.
It was just the flow of the game. You know, I thought we got some very good minutes from Markel. That's probably who you're talking about the most. You know, V came in and hit a big shot right into the first half. And, you know, we as a team I've said this before, have a comfort level with everyone in the locker room. So whether you're going to be playing 30 minutes a game in that ballpark like these guys are, whether you're going to get in and we need you to give us a good 2 or 3 trips up and down the court. We don't feel that there's much of a job off, and everyone understands what they have to come in to do.
Christian scored in points, but in my estimation, he had probably the most important play of the game where he somehow got loose of 3 defenders. One of them was trying to tackle him and got the ball free in the corner there. Can you just talk about having a point guard with that much experience, just to know? There's no way you could have seen him. I'll ask him about it in a second.
Well, I think that a lot of times, a lot of people look at this piece of paper and determine who had a good game and who had a bad game. I thought Chris was outstanding tonight, particularly at the other end of the court. Those guys are good, as we all know. Those guys are hard to stay in front of. And he's chasing those guys around all night, making their shots difficult and putting them in situations where they still score points, but just not when and how they wanted to do it. And so between that and managing our team against a very good defensive team that likes to a lot of times play unconventional defenses. So you need someone out there that can kind of calm everyone down and set the tone. And I thought that he in spite of having no points, I thought he had a terrific game.
Coach, you've won 4 straight now after losing 3. What's been the difference in the last few games?
It's life in the Big East. You know, Jamie Dixon said this, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and he's right. He said that the first part of the season, Big East teams went out and beat up the rest of the country, and now the conference play is starting. We're going to beat each other up, and people out there are going to start questioning what's wrong with this team, what's wrong with that team, because now you're going to start losing a few games. It's life in the Big East. This is an outstanding conference, and so has there been much difference with us? I think our defensive focus has been better. To get to your specific question, I think our guys are starting to take a little bit of ownership and pride, and I need to stop my man. And I think that is one thing that I would point to during this stretch relative to the previous stretches now.
Coach, great Julian and the committees played not just on the boards but defensively.
Well, I thought they were very good. Henry Sales had a terrific game today. And Big Jules got it going in the second half, and so I just felt it was one of those situations where I felt more comfortable with Henry out there in the first half and more comfortable with Julian out there in the second half, as it relates to that position. And then, Nate and Jarrell, they do what they do. They do what they do. Nate gives us a presence in there, and some passing in there. And so I think that overall, and I got to go back and digest it. But I think our front court was okay today.
John, tell me about life in the Big East. How much of a luxury is it when you kind of start running 4 and a half, 9, especially with Chris and Austin and Big through it? Nobody expects it.
Well, the last part is key. I think with having Chris, Austin, Julie, Jason, guys that have been through this, we realize how long the year is, and that we had time to climb up. We still are climbing up. There was no panic. We've been in situations where we've started off fast and have not been able to hold on. And so we've seen that side of it, and so now we just are looking at it from a different perspective now. But I think there was an understanding that this is still a long season, and that we have time.
But you talked for a moment, Joel, about David Lee's contribution. Can you talk a little more about him, the confidence in bringing him in to start a game with guys like Daniel and Roy on the side?
I mean, he's at this point, we don't look at anyone. He's not a freshman. He's just a player, and he's going against our guys every day in practice, and we're how many games into the season? 20 games, 21 games into the season. So, Nate did what we expect and want. We want more from Nate. He can give us more. We're going to need more from him.
Coach, you faced a number of suffocating presses and traps. What made theirs so vulnerable? It seems like you guys really had a tough time.
Yeah, it did. Without getting into too many tactics, our back line wasn't helping the front line enough. Our bigs that were kind of standing there watching all these guys get attacked and not shooting get open. And so we got to address that.
Chris, if we talk about that play, apparently, judging from your facial reaction, you did see, you saw it all the way, you saw Austin getting open over there. Talk about that play where you were trapped against the sideline.
Well, you remember at the end of last game, and I was talking about, what was you talking about? Remember I said Moses, ask Moses about me? I told you I'm strong, so. I just had to, they tried to tackle me, and I just tried to break through it, and I saw Austin open on the other side, so I just took it off.
Just talk about Austin. I know you guys are really friends, really tight. I mean, it's clutch performance tonight.
Yeah, that's my man. See, the thing about it is, we all have roles, and Austin's role is to score 30 points in games like this. So, on the defensive end, we were all focused on, guarding penetration and trying to contain our guys' enforcement and tough shots. On offense, get the ball to Austin, and get him in situations where he's, productive. Majority of the time, if he gets an open shot, it's going in. So, it's just, and especially that shot at the end of the game, that jumper hit on the left wing was crazy. So, why, it would be stupid of me and the rest of my teammates not to give him the ball. So, he can score. We're going to keep giving him the ball.
Austin, you had a team inside of confidence when you had a ton of yourself. How nice is that? You see guys going to you and you hear that ability to make those shots time and time again.
It's good, but I also know that if I have an opportunity, I'm gonna take it. But if I don't, I'm going to look for my teammates. So, it's good to have that role in this team, but also I know that I have the confidence in my teammates to also make the playoffs.
Freeman, speaking of kept finding teammates, you found Lubick under a pressure situation. Recount that play.
They came to trap me. Actually, I was trying to hold the ball because we had the error. But I saw him wide open, so I just tried to, get it to him.
If you were a freshman or sophomore, but you're not a senior, been around and, game slows down, where you think that maybe you would have panicked in that situation?
I don't know about that.
Nah, that's awesome.
Were you aware of, I think you were, of the shot clock being at like 2 or 3 when you took that shot from the corner? Or,
Yeah.
or were you just open and ready to go there?
Nah, I looked at the shot clock. I saw that it was like 4 seconds left on there. So, when Chris passed the ball, I just wanted to at least try to get the ball up to him.
Austin, can you elaborate on what Coach was talking about the fact that when you have upperclassmen, there was no sense of panic after the slower start?
Just being an upperclassman, it just comes with leadership and trying to, let the young guys know how the season is. So that's just the role that me, Chris, Junior, Jason, the guys who've been through the Big East, just want to let the younger guys know.
Julian, when you're sitting there on the bench in the first half, what's going through your mind? Are you just kind of hoping that you're going to get back in there at that point?
No. And I'm sorry to jump in. He's hoping that we play well and that we win. He's not thinking about when am I going to get back in there. Henry was playing well. He's clapping for his teammate, hoping that Henry continues to play well, and hoping that we win the game. Right?
Exactly.
Not thinking about ourselves here, trying to win the game.
Julian, talk about the development of Mook Yarbrough, strong player, but talk about his overall development next year.
I mean, he's always been very, very strong. He's definitely got some more skills now. And he's a really good rebounder. So we take constantly good body on him. There's always a presence down there on both ends of the floor. And he's been very good as time goes on.
Julian, you talked about how key it was when he picked up those 4 fouls on 10 minutes ago. One for you guys, you gave yourself a cushion to sort out with that, fitting him out of them.
Yeah, I guess when that happened, we went on a little run, and like just what we've been saying all day, just the experience of all of us being together, like seeing all those similar situations post game, and we've been there, we know how to win, we know what we got to do, we know our stuff, and so we just execute, and we know what we got to do, and we did it, and we won the game.
Coach, how critical was trying to contain Corey Stokes, and obviously he subbed in for the final possession and never got to touch the ball. Talk about those things.
You know, with how their team is put together, you know, it's critical to contain Stokes. It's critical to contain Malik. It's critical to contain Fisher. And then if you just focus on those guys, the way Payne is playing right now, he can kill you. And so they have a very good team. I don't, you know, Stokes, as with the rest of them, Stokes is a big time shooter, so you have to try to limit his open shots and you know, try to hopefully get him to put on the floor before he takes the shot. Because if you just let him catch and shoot, it's going in more often than not.
Any other questions?
Austin, they need my 4 straight now. When you get to the part of the conference schedule, what is the one like to look at that on
It builds our confidence, but we also know that we just got to keep playing, keep competing in practice, keep getting better, and just take whatever from this game, learn from it, take it into the next game.
Any other questions? Thank you.